you have a cocktail that you created for us. I have one as well.
I do.
We can go head to head.
Mm-hmm. This is not what you're going to be expecting from me, I don't think.
I don't think mine's going to be what you're expecting from me either, to be honest. I don't. This is a little bit of a left field for me.
Okay.
For what you think of me, I think. We'll see. Let's go.
Likewise. So obviously, one of the great modern agave spirits cocktails is the Oaxaca Old Fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
For those who are not familiar with it, it was created by a bartender called Phil Ward in 2007 while he was working at Death & Co.
Mm-hmm.
Phil being the opening head bartender of that place, I believe. He swapped out whiskey for a split base of reposado tequila and mezcal, and he swapped the sugar component of the Old Fashioned for agave syrup, agave nectar, finished with Angostura and a flamed orange twist, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this helps popularize mezcal and bring it somewhat into the mainstream in America, but also builds upon that thing called the Mr. Potato Head philosophy, where it's like you can take the structure of a drink and you can start pulling out components, replacing them with something else, and thus the old-fashioned transforms into a category of drinks rather than just a cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the Baja Old Fashioned is the one that I want to say today, or Baja inspired, right? Some people have given Phil a hard time because he's not from Oaxaca and he's calling that drink. I think it was a nod to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Baja inspired. So I just happened to be like looking for something in one of my cabinets upstairs and was reminded that I have this bottle of fish sauce.
Mm-hmm.
That was aged in bourbon barrels.
Yes, I remember you showed this to me.
It's this company called Bliss, B-L-I-S, and they specify in a range of different like maple syrups and bourbon barrel-aged products. I was writing a story about them during the pandemic. They sent me a bunch of their stuff.
Oh, neat.
And got to try it. Really tasty. I was shocked to discover a fish sauce rested in bourbon barrels, but I was reliably informed, apparently, that when they brought this thing out, and they really do cater to like bartenders and trying to be part of the drinks conversation as well as food, they were doing shots of this thing at festivals. It's non-alcoholic, obviously. It's just fish sauce, and people are doing shots of it. It is delicious, and it's sweet, and it's intense, and it's umami. So I was like, well, what if we could incorporate a bit of that and a bit of their maple syrup into an old-fashioned? So I thought 1.5 ounces of aged tequila, can be añejo, can be reposado, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Probably go añejo because we're bringing maple in.
Okay.
1/2 ounce of mezcal, joven, 1 teaspoon or 1 bar spoon of maple syrup from these guys if you have access to it. And then 3 to 5 drops from like a saline drop or whatever of this fish sauce. And stirred over ice. With 2 dashes of Ango, stirred over ice, served with a big rock, and we'll keep it classic with the orange twist. The Baja Old Fashioned.
I'm very intrigued by the notion of like the 3 eye drops of the fish sauce. This is just a unique way to bring saline, right? Many a bartender, including myself, has a saline solution behind the bar. A couple of drops will help a lot of different cocktails pop, and I think this is doing the same function, but it's also bringing another layer of like umami and kind of funk.
Well, so saline is to salt for your cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
What simple syrup is to, or like saline is salt and water, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting salt but no flavor.
Right.
Simple syrup, you're getting sweetness but no flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing in effect here is like we're doing a Demerara syrup, or we're bringing,
compound.
A compound, yeah. So we're introducing flavor plus the desired effect, salinity.
This sounds really good to me.
I thought you might like that one, but when do you ever see me making old fashions?
That's also, you went out of your box. You got a name for this?
The Baja Old Fashioned.
Oh, the Baja, yeah. The Baja inspired old
Baja
fashioned.
inspired is for the listeners, but for cleanliness.
Now, the listener can easily just use whatever fish sauce they have on hand, right? We don't have to get this one, but that'd be nice, certainly, right? And I'm sure that there's a layer of added complexity or what have you. But this can be made with the fish sauce that you have in your apartment right now or home. We don't all live in apartments.
I would exercise some caution when it comes to if you're using just regular fish sauce. Like this thing is delicious, and it tones down the funk and brings in other qualities. That's why I'm like, you can stretch it that far. Whereas traditional fish sauce, yeah.
But I could see it getting my toes in, and then I'd be like, well, maybe I need to order this stuff.
Yeah. So tell me, how are you going outside of your box?
Well, I think oftentimes when we talk about the dishes that we're doing here on the show or just in general, I have a weird vision of where I'm at when I'm eating it. And I think I'm probably near the coast, and I'm probably near, if not entirely outside, in the sun.
Totally agree.
So I think for me, I'm going to make this drink here. I'm going to get some hibiscus syrup, right, which is just hibiscus flowers in a simple syrup. And I can pull those out of there. And by the way, don't ditch those. You get your dried hibiscus flowers and then make a simple syrup using them. And then those are edible. And you can use them as a garnish, or you can crisp them up in a pan. Like, they're really delicious. Not a pan, sorry, in the air fryer. They're really delicious. Anyway, I'm going to make a hibiscus syrup. I'm going to use 3/4 of an ounce of that. This is a little bit tough if you're just making one. But if you're having a party, this is worth your time. I do a citrus blend of equal parts of lemon, lime, orange, and grapefruit. That is just a nod to my own personal youth and growing up. We had one of each of those trees in my yard when I was a kid, and that was a common thing that we would just make around my house. But equal parts. So 1 ounce of that. I'm going to go with 3/4 of an ounce of orgeat, but I'm making this orgeat out of pepitas to keep it, sort of grounded in the cuisine. And same steps involved in making orgeat, just using pepitas instead of almonds. And then I'm going to go with an añejo, which I think is reaching for me, given the build of this sounding a little bit sweet and flowery and floral and nutty. And then I'm going to either actually swizzle this or whip shake it and pile it full of pebble ice. And then I'm going to use a couple of those pumpkin seeds that I saved and maybe one of those hibiscus flowers that I saved to put on top as a garnish. And I call this guy Panic at Hibisco. I usually let you name them, but this is one from my pocket. This used to be on menu at a place that I used to have.